Hey guys, it's Shelby and Michelle with Farmhouse Living and welcome back to our channel. So today we are sharing how we make a design plan and a 3D rendering to design our own spaces. Mom and I recently just redid my living room and we made a design board which allowed us to accomplish that. I do want to preface this video saying we are not formally trained designers. We are simply home enthusiasts that have a lot of practice creating home because we love it. So we're here to share inspiration with you and practically how you can do this as a complete novice, as someone who's a little bit tech savvy, and as someone who's not tech savvy. So we have two different versions of how to do it, and then at the end, how to make a 3D rendering, which is essentially hiring someone. So it's going to be a jam-packed educational video, but it's gonna be fun.
We'll have fun too.
So stick around and let's plop on the couch.
All right.
And share how we do it.
Wait, what did you? You said pop. I pop.
Okay. Let's start with step one. We're gonna break it down really simple, and it's finding inspiration.
Right.
That's very obvious, of course, but we do have some process to do that because it can be really overwhelming. You open up Pinterest, and you're like, wow, I like a lot of stuff, or you just don't find anything you like. So we're gonna start with the step one is creating a pin board on Pinterest. Whatever room you're designing, you'll search modern farmhouse living room or mid-century modern bedroom or whatever. But even if you just search bedroom or living room, Pinterest will slowly start populating based on what you're pinning. And so you don't have to worry about picking the perfect search term. Just start perusing Pinterest, enjoy. And the most important piece of this process is taking your time. So we like to take at least a week. I mean, maybe 2 weeks. I mean, don't take too long because you want to take action, but give yourself some time to actually find some good, solid inspiration.
Yeah, just find the things that you love. Don't look for this particular thing or that particular thing, and you'll start to see these themes and these patterns within your pinning.
Yes, exactly. And another thing is that Mom's really good about this, and we actually shared this in our a couple of videos ago, which is 5 design tips I've learned from my mom. But don't get boxed in with inspiration. So Mom actually just designed her primary bathroom, and she has a cabinet or a closet space, and instead of being inspired by a bathroom for sprucing up that area, she found a cabinet in a breakfast nook, and so she used that inspiration. So just don't get boxed in, just start perusing and let it come to you. Another place to find inspiration, and I would actually say this is probably the place that we find the most inspiration, is Instagram. A lot of people don't know that you can actually make a collection on Instagram and save like Pinterest.
I didn't know.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Because I taught you. So I'll do the screen recording right here. But basically you name the board whatever room you're working on. I'll normally have a couple of collections going, and then you hit the little save button, which you'll see over here, and that'll populate that board so that you're able to find that inspiration. And so then you're able to pull up both your Pinterest inspiration and your Instagram inspiration and view it at the same time.
Right.
After you find all of your inspiration and you have those 2 boards populated, let's give them a number. How many pieces of inspiration do you feel like you need?
4,000.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I would say I like to have at least 10 pieces.
Yeah, probably.
Another thing I don't want to box you in is any issues with your room. So for my primary bedroom, I was looking for inspiration. We just made a design board. I love the design board. But when I was looking for inspiration, I was really struggling because I was like, well, these bedrooms don't have a window over the bed. So that was my struggle, was finding inspiration with a window over a bed, but I didn't need that to be in every inspiration piece I find. I just needed to find bedrooms that I loved, and then I'll work on the window issue once I get all of those pieces together, because the window did feel like something that was gonna hold the room back. And then when I found a bunch of rooms that I liked and I put that design board together, the window now is no concern. So whatever issues or shortcomings your room may have, don't let that hold you back from finding great inspiration or pinning it believing that your room could also be that.
And we always say that those little quirky things about your space is usually what turns out
the best. Okay, so step 2 is taking all this inspiration and culling through it. So I like to ask myself questions like, what themes am I seeing? What colors am I seeing? Am I seeing bright whites or more a moody palette, or am I seeing a lot of pattern or no pattern? Do you like accent walls, like millwork, board and batten, shiplap, or do you just see simple walls? What is something that you're consistently attracted to in your inspiration? So step 3 is actually making the design board. So we use a software called Canva. I used to use Photoshop because I'm pretty proficient in graphic design. It's what I went to school for, but that is not as user-friendly as Canva. Canva is a free tool. It's online. It's really super easy to use. You don't have to be super tech savvy or a trained professional by any means, but also just if you go in the description, I'm going to leave templates so that you can use those and you don't have to start from scratch. So let's start by sharing our most recent design board, which was the nursery. I'm going to pop up all the inspiration photos that we had. You can see I liked accent walls, I liked shiplaps and millwork, I liked a more moody color palette, and kind of wanted a gentleman's feel in the room. And so I had one primary inspiration piece, and I'll pop it up right here. And she did do green, so you can see I wasn't boxed in by color. Although I wanted blue, I knew that I could do this design with a different color palette.
Right, but you still then had to do the other side of the space. So we also took other inspiration and created something that would flow from the one side of the room to the other side and be cohesive and feel gentlemanly.
Yes, another inspiration that I found was actually a dining room. I liked that crown and base was blue. And so I thought, man, if I do the vertical shiplap on one wall, and then I love the way that they did the trim in blue as well, then it makes it to where it's all cohesive. So I found 2 kind of unconventional inspiration pieces allowing me to make the board. So let's pull up Canva, and step 1 was putting the shiplap on. I wanted to start with that wall because that is the statement. So when you're, making a design board, start with the statement wall in your space. The next thing that I did was in my inspiration photo, she had a basket or a basket trunk. What do you call it?
It's a trunk, like a little toy trunk maybe.
Yeah, and so I threw the toy trunk on there. I loved how in the inspiration photo she used these car prints. My dad is been in the car world for a million years. He has classic cars, and so I thought that was really sweet. So we threw those on there. I found them on Etsy. I wanted something I could print myself just so they were quick and accessible, because when I made this I was 8 months pregnant. So
9 months almost.
No, when I made the design board, I was 8 months pregnant.
Design board, yes. When we did the room, we were almost.
But I had a plan there, so we could execute quickly.
And we did.
Yes, and so a lot of times when you're making your design board, you can also make it based on product availability. So I knew I wanted it quick, so I threw on prints that were printable. And then I found some wall sconces on Amazon. I did try a few different styles of wall sconces, but these were the ones that I liked the best. I also threw on a chair that I already had in my daughter's nursery that we weren't using anymore in there. And so you can incorporate pieces that you already have. You can either, if you bought the piece and it still exists, you can pull the product photo from online, which is what I did here because it was a world market chair that they still carry. But if you're using a vintage piece or something that you've had a long time and you're not able to pull that picture from the internet, you can also just snap a photo, pull it into Canva, and Canva has a really awesome feature. This is a paid feature that it removes the background automatically. So you just click the remove background. I'm sitting down to edit this video and also share today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. They have thousands of classes for you to learn new skills, new information on so many different topics. So if you followed our channel for any amount of time, you know we're not actually formally trained designers. We just really love home. So having a place like Skillshare where we can level up our home knowledge is a really great thing to have. So one class that I'm taking is Emily Henderson's Style Your Space, Creative Tips and Techniques for Interior Design. She has lessons in this course on developing your style and just decorating in general. So it's a really great class, really easy to absorb and actually take on. So if you are interested in Skillshare, we have a link in the description. The first 1,000 people to use the link get 1 month free of Skillshare, and you're not gonna wanna miss out on that. Now, let's get on to the video and create some design boards.
What I love about it though is what you said. You pulled the lights in and you realized, maybe you tried 3 different light sconces and these were the best. And the way that you knew that was because you plopped them on the photo.
Yeah.
And so you knew, hey, these are going to be the best choice for me.
Yeah.
And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about putting together this board so you can say, this might not work, but this is going to work for us.
I really did fully commit to my inspiration photo on that particular wall. And then like Mom said, on the other walls, I kind of just...
We had fun.
We
just played.
I didn't really have a specific inspiration, but I knew I wanted a white crib. I loved the idea of a plaid rug. And then I really liked the idea of doing the blue, but I wanted something that was soft, that if it fell off the wall, it was okay. So I found a really amazing flag that's kind of a denim look. And then I wanted a vintage dresser. So I literally Googled vintage dresser and I threw that on there. So that wasn't a dresser that I already had, but I knew I wanted that. And having that all together then allowed Mom and I to go to Facebook Marketplace, find a dresser that looked similar, and we paid $45 for it. So
yeah,
so even if you're doing secondhand finds or things like that, you can pop that type of inspiration on there, that type of furniture, and incorporate that. So then if you're thrifting or you're antiquing or you're Facebook Marketplacing, you're able to find those pieces with ease. Now, I will tell you, it's much easier if you're buying new.
Right.
A lot of times, but it's easier to thrift when you have a game plan. So
right.
Mom and I will put those design boards on our phone when we're at the antique mall or wherever we're at. Then we're able to source effectively and we're not like, oh, what a dud,
Yeah.
So you can see that all together, the nursery design board and the nursery came together. Like I said, I was very pregnant and Mom and I were able to execute the entire room basically within a day. Shopping, printing the prints,
shiplapping,
painting, everything, because
everything.
We had a plan. And
yes.
So that is what's so amazing about this is if you make a plan, then whether you're taking your time or you need to go quickly, maybe you have guests in town or whatever, you can efficiently do it. Mom actually has an easier way than Canva. If you do not want to pull out your computer, you don't want to use Canva, you don't want to do that. So tell them how you do it.
So this is the old lady version.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Well, but also not only that, even younger people can use this too, because if you're not at a place where you have your computer handy, what you can do is you can take those photos and save them from even a blog, Pinterest, Instagram. You save those photos to your phone. And then I have an app called Collageable. And what I do is I pick how many boxes I'd like to put together for a space. For example, a primary bedroom, I'm gonna have the bed, I'm gonna have the seating area, the dresser wall, and maybe the doors leading into the bathroom. So I'll have those 4 walls. I'll choose 4 boxes and then they'll go in whatever frames I want them to go in. So I want the bed up here and I want the seating area to the left and the doors to the right. I'll be able to choose that specific box so that I can create almost, as well as Shelby, a design board, a mood board, whatever you'd like to say.
Yeah. So Collageable can also work, different versions, very quick. So the last thing that we do is sometimes we create a 3D rendering. So when you are doing something that's maybe more expensive or more extensive, like a kitchen, a bathroom, something that's going to have major renovation costs, we like to actually make a 3D rendering.
But we don't personally make them.
No.
We actually send that out and source it from someone who has really great skills at that.
Yeah.
And it's worth paying for, because especially if you're gonna like do a primary bathroom and you're gonna spend say $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, the investment of a few $100s to know that that's what you want and to put it all together is worth it.
Exactly. If you're doing construction, a 3D rendering is a great tool. So similar to how I make the design board, I will make literally a instruction packet for the 3D rendering artist. I actually send it off to Fiverr. So you could technically learn how to do this, and you could use Skillshare. I'm sure they have a class to do it, but I would rather make the concept boards, learn more about paint, stuff like that, go through magazines, Pinterest, Instagram, and hire that particular piece out. So it can range from anywhere from $95 to, you know, $250 or whatever. But if you're making a major investment, it's definitely worth it. So I make a literal instruction packet on Canva. So I'll start with my design board, and that is a piece of the instructions for the rendering artist. And then I will copy that page, and I will literally pull in the photo of the actual room, and I'll pop in like an arrow, and I'll put add arch cabinet here, and then I'll put in an arrow, and I'll put change floors to marble here, and I will incorporate the photos that I actually am using, like the materials for that as well.
You might want to also make measurements of the room so
Yes.
that it's very precise when you go to install something. You know this cabinet is really going to look like this.
Yeah, so I actually do that as well. So the next page on my instruction packet is the measurements of the room. And so then when they're using their software, the entire 3D rendering is actually to scale.
Right.
So Mom and I have actually done a series called Design Dilemma, where readers have submitted their rooms, and we have designed them, and then we've created 3D renderings so they could see what their rooms would become. I'll show a couple examples of this. We're actually in the middle of one right now.
Yeah.
And I will link all the design dilemmas below if you're interested in that. But it is something that's pretty easy to hire out, but also something that is super effective, especially if you're hiring contractors. Hey, this is what I want it to look like.
I met with my cabinet guy yesterday on the primary bathroom, and we were able to talk through the cabinets, and that hutch that I have, that piece that I incorporated, he knew that I wanted it exactly installed like that.
Yeah.
And he said, well, we could do this or that. And I said, just like the photo.
Yeah.
So he has that to go back to the drawing board and design that for me.
Yep, it's really a great communication tool. But if you're just doing furniture, you're DIYing, the first version, the concept board, is much easier. It's definitely something that anyone can do. So I hope this was super helpful. I would love to see any design boards you guys make. Also, do not forget that we have created templates for you so you can use those. Every template also has shopping links, so if I included a bed in it, you can literally shop that bed. So if you want to use that as a base and then maybe add accents on it or modify it based on your space, you can do that. If you want to start from scratch but just see kind of where I put things, you can also do that. But design boards and shopping links down in the description. Also remember to use Skillshare if you're looking to level up some of your design inspirations, your skills, like finding paint, or you want to make your 3D rendering yourself because you're very bold and amazing, or you want to learn a new skill like photography or anything.
Yeah. We hope that this was helpful, and we would love for you to continue to follow us and share these videos with your friends. And and let us know if you do something and it's fabulous. We'd love to hear about it.
Message us your design boards. I want to see. I love seeing what you've done. Like when you guys do the DIY projects that we do and you message them, it makes my day.
Yeah.
So,
All
have
right.
a wonderful one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.